writing, it's a way of helping me to breathe, helping me to express, because it helps me make sense of what I'm feeling and it helps me make sense of what I'm thinking. And then just in general, for my mental health, writing, it really does help me make sense of, sometimes it can get quite stormy up there. So, you know, it really does help you kind of just make sense of the world.
Sgwennu wedi bod yn rhan o gyrfaoedd reit o'r cychwyn. Dwi'n mwynhau sgwennu, dwi'n mynd ystyried yn hun yn sgwennwr. Wrach, chydig iawn o waith dwi wedi cyhoeddi. Ond dwi'n mwynhau sgwennu mewn ffordd sy'n dod â fi at yng nghoed yn aml iawn ydy trwy fynegio yn eiriol.
So I think writing is like the bit of my life that makes me most me, if that makes sense. So it's partly to do with how you feel about yourself, but then it's also just about being able to explore language and being able to explore ideas. I think there's something kind of slightly meditative about the process, you know.
I never saw myself as someone who could be the creator of stories. I was just the consumer of stories. And so, yeah, writing is really about helping, you know, others see themselves in work and also myself, you know, it's selfish as well.
Mae'n hawdd iawn peidio rhoi gwerth. Wel, dwi'n ffeindio bod yn anodd rhoi gwerth i'n hun ar adegau. A trwy sgwennu, dwi'n gallu ail-ddiffinio'n hun ac hyrwyddo y fi go iawn, y fi sy'n ddewrach na beth dwi'n feddwl ydw i, sydd fwy creadigol na beth dwi'n ydw i. Felly mae sgwennu'n greiddiol i fi.
My journey as a writer, I think probably like lots of poets, there was a long time, about 10 years of writing very, very bad poems and sending them out and getting lots of rejections, and then gradually writing better and better and more. In 2011, I received a Literature Wales bursary, New Writers Bursary, which was really instrumental in the writing of my first book. I don't think that book would exist and certainly wouldn't be anywhere near as strong if it hadn't been for that bursary. Now, you know, the bulk of my work comes from kind of workshops and facilitating writing and things like this. So it's been a journey to kind of increasingly kind of living professionally as a writer, and Literature Wales has been there at every stage to support that.
Part of what I do is to deliver workshops or to connect other writers and provide opportunities or share opportunities, and I really find it so rewarding because I felt so alone for a long time, not knowing where to go or what to do next with my writing. And it's just like there's a real sort of like joy in seeing other people find a passion for writing, and so being able to help someone find that in themselves, find that confidence in themselves, there's nothing like it.
So I think Siwrneiau is like a magic place basically for me, and Siwrneiau puts people together, and the thing is that those connections sustains, which are real connections, because you've done this thing of kind of putting your insides on a page, and I think it changes your perception of people and changes your perception of the world. Tutoring writing is the most kind of is the most rewarding possible work, because you're kind of, you know, you're sitting around a table with kind of 12 people, and the places that you can get to within an hour and the things that you can touch on in people's lives, and the possibilities for people to kind of express things which are really important and which really matter, and to make kind of creative breakthroughs.
Dwi'n meddwl bod Llenyddiaeth Cymru wedi bod yn reit allweddol yn datblygiad i ers o'r eitha ifanc fys i'r gwrs yn hun newydd, cwrs sgwennu creadigol, a cael yn sbarduno a'n ysbrydoli gymaint, nid yn unig gan y bobl oedd yn cynnig y cwrs, ond y lleoliad ei hun. A dwi'n meddwl bod yna gymaint o egni yn perthyn i'r adeilad hwnnw. Ond fel sefydliad, mae wedi chwarae rhan amlwg iawn yn yngyrfau fel artist llawrydd drwy gynllun lle na lles, lle gath ar y dibyn i sbarduno ddechrau. A mae hwnnw wedi bod yn arf i fi gymryd yn hyn o ddifri fel artist llawrydd. Ac wedyn o hynny cael y newis i fod ar banel Cynrychioli Cymru a theimlo beth sgynna i gynnig y hynny, ond profi hefyd gymaint mae Llenyddiaeth Cymru wedi cyfrannu tuag at yn adeiladu i fel artist. a'r hyder, a'r gofal, a'r anogaeth mae Llenyddiaeth Cymru yn rhoi i gymaint o bobl i dynnu'r gorau ac i'r osod y gwerth gorau ar unigolion, a dwi'n meddwl bod hynny'n amhrisiadwy.
So I would say Literature Wales has been single-handedly the most supportive organisation for me in my writing career. Whether it's been giving me that confidence and validation, providing me with opportunities, whether it's the newsletter letting me know about opportunities, or whether approaching me for opportunities that if I'd seen by myself, I wouldn't have put myself forward. I would have thought that's not quite for me, I'm not quite in a place where I can do that. Also just helping me connect with other writers in Wales, because writing is quite a lonely profession, so having the opportunity to meet other writers, meet writers who are much further along in their careers and be able to ask them questions, it's just been invaluable. Even to, setting me up with a mentor who's just given me so much insight and, just grounding in what my writing means and where I want to go with my writing. None of that would have been possible without Literature Wales support.
So I think for me, and I think probably for every poet, we want to be read, and we want to have the sort of impact that poets that we love have had on us. I mean, something like the Book of the Year People's Choice Award, which is voted for by people, so you know that your poems are getting read and that they matter to people. For your book to be read by people in the country that you love in your own lifetime as a poet is about as good as it can possibly get, and really drives you forward then to write the next one, basically.
Felly, I fi, mae wedi bod yn broses bleserus dros ben i allu mynd ar siwrnau o gychwyn yn elwa o gyrsiau a wedyn derbyn nawdd i wireddu yng ngweledigaeth bersonol i ar gyfer sut mae llenyddiaeth yn gallu'n cynnal ni, a wedyn bod yna i helpu i annog pobl i drio am Cynrychioli Cymru, a wedyn i gychwyn y broses yma o drio dewis a dethol ymysg gymaint o dalent. Ac dwi'n meddwl bod Llenyddiaeth Cymru yn sefydliad allweddol i ni yng Nghymru ac yn sefydliad y gallwn ni ymfalchio arno fo.
I think for me, writing would be unthinkable, or building a career as a writer would be unthinkable if it hadn't been for the support that Literature Wales has given, which is sometimes practical support, in terms of money from bursary, but it's often kind of changing your perception of yourself as a writer. So it's about kind of giving confidence, giving a sense that I should be doing this.